Hi again everyone, it's me again, Kimmie. So I guess I know why you're here in my channel. This video is still all about our road to med school. This video is, from the title itself, all the frequently asked questions about going to medical school. So let's start. So first, frequently asked question is about Nmat. So if you still don't know about Nmat is actually National Medical Admission Test. It is an exam, a standardized exam that you need to take before you can apply to the medical school of your choice, or medical schools that you choose, maybe because you have plan A, plan B, plan C, and plan A to Z for medical school. So before you can actually get into medical school, you really need to take this Nmat. So if you're really a non-pre-med and you really don't have an idea about Nmat, or maybe your knowledge about Nmat is very limited, I actually had a video already about that. It's called Nmat Guide for Non-Pre-Med, or it's not just for non-pre-med, but it's for all people who want to know more about Nmat. It's an overview about what you need about Nmat. So let's start here. The first, again, is all about Nmat, and the most asked question, like the frequently asked question, is when is the registration? Okay, I already told you in the last video that Nmat is usually held March and October. So that's the fixed month when you can take the Nmat. But of course, before you can take the Nmat, you need to register. And the question here is, when is exactly the registration? And I will answer you, there is no exact date for registration. Usually it will take 3 months or 2 months, but not less than 1 month. Okay, it's usually 3 months or 2 months. So if, just for example, you want to take the March exam, the registration usually starts January. Again, there is no exact date. It will really depends on CEM when they will have the registration date. If you will be taking October, usually they will start it in July. So I would suggest you to follow CEM Facebook page, or you can visit the CEM website from time to time. But you know, visiting the website from time to time or every day is a little bit consuming. So I would suggest you to just follow their Facebook page. I will link the CEM Facebook page below, or you can just search it, Center for Education Measurement. Was that the name? But yeah, CEM in Facebook, and they are quite active there. And usually, if they will have the registration for Nmat open, they will also post it in Facebook. So be sure to follow them in Facebook, so you will really know the exact date, because there's really no definite date for Nmat registration. We only know that it's just 2 or 3 months before the exact date. So basically, there are times that it can be January 1st week or January 3rd week if you will be taking March Nmat, or there are July, or there is also like July last week for registration, or first week of July for October Nmat. So it really depends. But one thing's for sure, Nmat is just March and October. So that's it. That's the registration. So hopefully you'll be guided. And don't ask, when is the registration? Did the registration already start? Because we also don't know when CEM will open the registration. Only people in CEM know about that. So yeah, just follow CEM website or CEM Facebook page, because you know, we always go to Facebook. Like almost every day, we get to check our Facebook page. So far, I don't know if they have Instagram, but I just follow them on Facebook. So that's the answer for when is the Nmat registration. So the second most asked question is actually, should I take the Nmat first, or should I take the required or additional units before I will take the Nmat? This is actually true, especially for non-pre-med. There are really a lot of additional courses additional units that you need to take, and there are actually schools that doesn't require you to take additional units even though you graduated as a non-pre-med, but most schools require this. So many people are actually asking, should I take the Nmat first, then take the required units, or should I take the required units, then take the Nmat? I can actually answer both. You can do both. It's either on your preference or your choice. Let's have first, like, if you will take the required unit first, you will actually have a lot of backgrounds about science-related units, science-related subjects, which are very common in Nmat. You know, Nmat has, the part 2 of Nmat are all about sciences. Biology, chemistry, physics, and social science. But I guess social science is very common. Like I think all courses have social science. I'm not really sure, but in my university, all of us need to take social science units. So biology, physics, and chemistry, like these are the sciences that we don't really have, or maybe we have, but not really a lot of. It's just like general overview. So I would suggest you to take additional required units first, depending on what are the required units of your target schools. So of course, different schools, different additional unit requirements. So be sure to really ask your target schools first what are the different required units that they ask you to take or that you need to take. Or you can also have your TOR. If you already graduated, you can actually ask them to evaluate your TOR so that you will really know what are the additional units required for you to take. So the good advantage of taking the required units first before Nmat is that you have a proper and firm foundation of science courses, which really have a big advantage in taking the Nmat. The disadvantage of it is that it will take time, especially for non-pre-med graduates. You have a lot of required units needed to take, so it will really take a year, at least, I guess, a year before you can finish taking all the supplemental units that you need. Another disadvantage is that, of course, every schools have different required units needed. But what if you cannot enter to that school? Like, let's be honest here. I want to be as positive as possible, but let's be honest, not everyone can go the dream school, dream medical school of their choice. Like, there are very competitive medical schools right now. If you want to go to St. Luke's is actually requiring you to have 90 percentile in Nmat, but most of them I know got 99 plus percentile in Nmat. And it's very competitive there, especially for scholarships. UP, PLM. PLM only required you as of this moment 45 percentile, but they required also additional units. But a lot of people I know in the PLM got 90 to 99 plus percentile. And the competition is fierce because PLM really has one of the cheapest tuition when it comes to medical school, especially if you're a Manila based or like a Manila voter. So let's be real here. What if you cannot go into that medical school of your choice, but you already took the supplemental units that you need? So how was the 1 year? It will not be totally a waste of time because the other medical school of your choice might have almost similar units that they need. But of course, there are really some changes. What if you need to take additional units? Or what if you take too much units? But I guess too much is just okay. But what if you need to take again? So you need to force yourself one more time to study. So the 1 year will become extend. So it's just like that. So it's either you can take your required units first of your medical school choice and take the Nmat, or you can take the Nmat first and take the supplemental units. The good thing about taking the Nmat first and take the supplemental units is that Nmat is valid for 2 years. So even though you will take the supplemental units for 1 year, And actually, that's a very good choice before going to medical school. But honestly, I didn't take any required units because my school didn't require me. So what I did is like more on studying right now, when in fact I cannot understand much. So you can take the Nmat if you are ready. So just make sure you are ready. The next question is, to review center or not? This is actually quite hard because especially non-pre-med, it's really hard question. So let's be real here. Nmat part 1 is actually, you can just take it. You cannot really take review classes for part 1. You need practice, you need strategies, you need your own pace in part 1. But in part 2, these are the science courses. So I think that taking the supplemental unit first before taking the Nmat will be very helpful in part 2. But again, if you are someone who don't need to take required units, or if you're someone who cannot afford to take required units and decided to go to medical school that doesn't require you additional units, then I would suggest you to have like self-study, self-review. I actually did self-review and I actually got decent score, enough for me to apply for medical school. I didn't actually get the 99 plus and my percentile. Really great if I did that, but it's the most important here is I got accepted in medical school. So I did a self-review. Actually, I got a decent score, decent percentile rank. So in self-review, I guess the only enemy that you have is yourself. Like honestly, self-review requires a lot of discipline, a lot of time too. So be sure to prepare early. I think I got a video for you like that in Nmat PREMED Nmat checklist for non-PREMED. I will post it and link it down below. So if you haven't watched it, be sure to watch it also. Oh, but before we proceed, hopefully you can like this video first. So that's it. Self-review is actually time-consuming. You need to have a lot of time in self-review, especially if you are a non-pre-med. There are a lot of topics that you need to cover. So if you didn't take supplemental units and you're doing self-review in Nmat for part 2, you really need to have a lot of time, a lot of time. Like I remember studying early in the morning plus working, then studying again until 3 a.m. 2 a.m. then sleep, then work, study 3 a.m. 2 a.m. That's what I did in self-review. So if you really have a good discipline, good study habits, self-review would suffice actually. So what's the good thing about self-review? You save money. Like let's be honest, review centers are very expensive. Well, there are some review centers that are cheap, like UP-Link. UP-Link is cheap cheap review center in Manila. Only in Manila. What about those not in Manila, right? So you can do self-review if you want. If you have a good study habit, if you have good self-discipline, I would just suggest to go self-review. Like there are a lot of books, a lot of reviewers online. And again, I actually talk about that in my previous video and my checklist for non-pre-med. So you can watch it. And the good thing about also with review center is that there are some techniques, especially in part 1, that you can learn only in review centers. Especially if you're not so good in quantitative part, you know, math. A lot of people don't like math. Me too. I used to like math before, but as time goes by, not so anymore. So I really need to take a lot of adjustment. And you cannot learn strategies when it comes to quantitative in books. Like girl, you cannot read techniques, shortcuts in quantitative. So in review center, you will learn that actually. So that's actually a very great, and especially Nmat is time exam. You have a very short time in each number, less than a minute. And in math, it's more on solving. Especially the first part of quantitative is more It's not just first part. Almost all, like 80% in quantitative part are solving. So how can you strategize that? How can you answer? How can you solve a certain algebraic expression with less than a minute? See? But in review center, you will learn how to get the answer without really solving. That's the good thing in review center. And also, when it comes to sciences, chemistry, organic chemistry, it's really difficult. I don't know. I can't imagine. Hopefully there's no like that in med school. Hopefully if there is, hopefully it's just 5%, because organic chemistry will kill me. I promise you that. So in organic chemistry, they will also help you strategize how to get the proper answer. I think review centers will really all about test-taking skills. Of course, they will review what you learned. Of course, we learned science courses when we were in high school. But if you're non-pre-med, it's been a long time. Can you still remember all of those? So it's really difficult. But in review centers also, though there are some review centers that they call it intensive review, meaning there are really lectures. But let's be honest, review centers are usually just weekends. You don't have enough time for all those coverage. And there are review centers that are every day, but it's just 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 week, 2 weeks, just like that. So you cannot cover everything. You cannot, like, really, you cannot really cover everything, even if you spend your 1 week covering, especially biology. Biology is very broad. So if you don't really have a proper foundation with sciences, or you are really someone who don't really remember anymore about science courses, then review center might help you. So it still depends on you. If you have money, then you can go review center. If you have extra money that you can really pay, and but again, it still depends on the person. So some people do both actually. They do review center and they do also self-review. Like what they learn in review center, they study it more and add more information by searching in the internet or getting those science books or reviewers from Nmat or from CEM. So it's like that. It depends on you. So you weigh in right now. Do I have a good study habit? If not, maybe I will go to review center. Do I have money? If not, maybe you can go to self-study. So weigh it in. And before going to medical school, a lot of people also were asking when about the application process, like when is the application for this certain medical school. Like, girl, you can visit the websites of those medical schools of your choice, and if it's not available in their website, you can go to Facebook, use your Facebook, okay? And if it's still not present in Facebook or in their Twitter, or maybe if the school have Instagram, you can message them. They reply. I tried that. I've contacted a lot of medical schools through Facebook. Then if it's still not replying, if you still don't have the answer of your question, email them. And if emailing is really still not working, better call them immediately. So because a lot of people were asking, like in the Nmat support group, a lot of them were asking when is the registration, although we can answer, especially if we already inquired. So that's why it's called support group, Nmat Medical School Support Group, because people really answer, and I really like that group. But then again, what if no one answers? And you really need to decide already. Not everyone will easily answer your question. So better yet, do all the steps first. Go to their website. If it's not present, go to their Facebook. If not present, message them in Facebook. If not, email them. If not, call them. And if still no answers from those, you can try the people who actually tried going to that school already. So that's the 4 frequently asked questions regarding Nmat and medical school, like before you really go to medical school. So I wish you good luck, everyone. It's how many months left before the October Nmat exam? I really wish you good luck. And if you're still not sure about things, medical school, road to medical school, and about Nmat, you can actually browse some of my videos. I already shared things there in my channel, so you can just browse it in. And I really hope that this video really helps. You can also visit my blog. I actually written a lot of things in my blog. I mean, it's not really a lot, but at least I shared some of the things in my blog. You can actually like my Facebook page. I will link it down below. You can message me so that if I have time, I can reply you just in case. Or you can also comment it down below because I usually watch YouTube videos like every morning I wake up before I go to work or before I start working. I'm still working right now. I'm really working hard before medical school. So if you have some questions, you can just comment it down below. Visit my blog if you want to read more. And if you want also, you can like my Facebook page and you can message me there. I will reply as much as I can. And I will still link it down below the Facebook group that I am talking about, like the Nmat support group. And that's it for today's video, everyone. I really hope you learned a lot from this video, or maybe not a lot, but a little. So at least you learned something from this video. And again, this is Kimmie. If you like this video, or if this helped you even a little, like 1%, just okay, hope you can click the thumbs up. Click also the subscribe button and the bell icon so you will be notified with the latest content that I will be posting. And that's it for today. Thank you so much, everyone, and God bless you. Good luck for studying. Bye bye.